everything. European Sleepworks at Adeline and Ashby in Berkeley or online at sleepworks.com.
A global pandemic, social unrest, and wild market swings. Welcome to the new normal. For investors looking for financial stability, it's a challenge. But now there's Reliant Capital. Reliant could give you high returns with no market risk of any kind, 10 to 12%, and it's eligible for an IRA or 401k rollover. Call 800-788-1000 and get the kind of returns Warren Buffett's been earning for years. Invest in something you can rely on. Call 800-788-1000 for your free brochure.
What's an investor to do these days? With a worldwide pandemic and economically turbulent times, you wonder, where can I find a reliable investment? Answer, Reliant Capital. Reliant could give you high returns with no market risk of any kind, 10 to 12%, and it's eligible for an IRA or 401k rollover. Call 800-788-1000 and get the double-digit returns Warren Buffett's been earning for years. Protect what you've worked for and call 800-788-1000 for your free brochure.
This little pinky went to the market and wore a mask. This little ring finger got... And this pointer got the updated booster to travel with friends. Except for this unvaccinated thumb that got COVID-19 and had to stay home. Don't let the fun slip through your fingers. Wear a mask. Stay home if you feel sick. And get vaccinated and boosted. Learn more at covid19.ca.gov. Brought to you by the California Department of Public Health.
Back to Belmont we go. Frank Munich with our latest look at traffic.
Well, for a whole bunch of debris, which apparently is sharp enough to have been hit by several cars, no indication as to whether those cars are out of commission, and a fire being reported off the left shoulder on the Hesperian Boulevard off-ramp from southbound 238 in San Lorenzo. Your next update at 11:38 on the traffic leader KCBS.
Mostly clear, a little bit breezy overnight, lows mid-40s to low 50s. Tomorrow sunny, a little bit windy at times, highs mid-60s to low 70s. Traffic and weather together on the 8s on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
San Francisco Opera is celebrating 100 years of producing thrilling opera in the Bay Area. Violetta Valerie, infamous Parisian courtesan and one of the greatest characters in opera, invites you to experience the world of La Traviata like never before. Part opera, part party. Join in on November 19th for a one-night-only immersive event, The Traviata Encounter. To learn more, just go to sfopera.com.
Want the very latest in sports? Listen for the Bay Area Chevy Dealers Sports Desk. Visit BayAreaChevroletDealers.com.
News that matters to you. Around the Bay, around the world, around the clock. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
It's Saturday, October 22nd, 2022. Coming up on KCBS, inflation hurting Americans as the holidays come up.
I'm Dan Mitchinson. If only 10% of millionaires are involved in philanthropy, how do you try and get more involved in giving?
And the January 6th committee subpoenas former President Trump. So, what's next? Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Finch. KCBS News Time is 1:31.
CBS News Brief. Will the midterms be a triumph for Republicans or Democrats? President Biden on MSNBC.
Polls and all over the place. I think that we're going to see one more shift back to our side the closing days.
A proposal from Tesla owner Elon Musk is angering Ukrainian officials. CBS's Holly Williams.
Earlier this month, Musk tweeted a proposal for bringing peace to Ukraine, suggesting the UN could supervise a referendum in parts of Ukraine recently annexed illegally by Russia. It infuriated many Ukrainians.
This is not something we're going to discuss with anyone, including Elon Musk.
It's going to cost a lot to fly this holiday season, says CBS's Michael George.
If you do plan on flying during the holidays, look early.
and try to fly on low-demand days like Thanksgiving Day or the weekend before Christmas.
The travel site Hopper predicts holiday airfares will be the highest in 5 years. CBS News Brief. I'm Christopher Cruz.
KCBS News Time, 11:32. The House committee investigating the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol formally issued an extraordinary subpoena to former President Trump yesterday, demanding testimony from Trump, who lawmakers say personally orchestrated efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election. For more, KCBS's Chris Ancarlo spoke to Joe Moreno, attorney at law and former prosecutor with the Department of Justice.
So starting off, I think the most obvious question is, will he show up for that subpoena?
Well, extraordinary is the word, right? Because in the 200 years this country has existed, Congress has never forced a president or ex-president to testify. And so we're really at a constitutional gray area here with people having very different opinions about whether this is even legal. So then, of course, you have the calendar, which is kind of working against the committee because we're really close to midterm elections and when Congress turns over. And the composition of Congress in just a couple of months might not be the same as it is today. And that could certainly change things. So the safer answer here is, while many of us would be fascinated to see Donald Trump sitting in the well of Congress answering questions, the likelihood of that happening is pretty minimal.
There's a couple of competing forces here. There's the legally expedient and there's the politically expedient. And it seems as though this is maneuvered in such a way to keep him in the news cycle as voters head to the polls.
That definitely seems a possibility here. It definitely could be what's partly driving this very dramatic end, to the committee was to take this step. I do think that they would have legally been in a stronger position had they done this maybe 6 months ago, because then at least they could have had more of an opportunity to kind of fight this out in court. Remember, it's not just the testimony that they're seeking, it's documents. Now, in terms of documents, Congress is in a much stronger footing to get things from the executive branch. So there they had a stronger, case. But because it's so close to the end of the year now, there's just not that many legislative days left to get through to allow this to make its way through the courts.
Now, with that said, this is just the latest in a series of court battles that former President Trump is dealing with. How does that impact anything else that he is struggling with when it comes to the courts?
He has a lot going on right now. I've no doubt his legal team is quite busy these days. I would probably say this is on the lower end of the range of seriousness. I think what's going on in Georgia, what's going on with the Department of Justice, with respect to the documents down in Mar-a-Lago, those are probably much higher in terms of priorities for the Trump defense team, because that's really where his exposure is right now.
There's also this interesting nexus with Steve Bannon and the fact that part of Bannon's argument at sentencing was that different standards had been set for different people that had been found in contempt of this committee. Now you have President Trump kind of entering that fray. How does that change the argument, perhaps, if we do see some sort of court action?
To that point, front and center will be that this is not something that's been tried before. We have had former and current presidents voluntarily testify before Congress, but not under compulsion of a subpoena. So there is this argument that, look, there's been plenty of opportunities where Congress wants information from the executive branch, but why did this Congress choose to do this now, and why do they wait so long? So there will definitely be interwoven with a legal argument of, this is the first time it's being done, with a political argument, like, was this all really just to kind of make a headline, and no one ever really thought it was going to actually happen?
That's Joe Moreno, attorney at law and former federal prosecutor with the Department of Justice. KCBS News Time, 11:36. We'll check your Saturday night drive in just over 2 minutes.
California, you deserve more. And with United Healthcare, you'll get more. Annual enrollment is October 15th through December 7th. So call United Healthcare today. With the United Healthcare Medicare Advantage Plan, you get more from your Medicare dollars, now including better than ever dental, vision, over-the-counter, and prescription drug coverage. Call United Healthcare at 1-888-CALL-UHC today and speak with a licensed sales agent. Benefits, features, and/or devices vary by plan and area. Limitations and exclusions apply. If
you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up